Y'all, I don't know if it's something about recently turning 26, but it really shows. I go straight for the neck or straight for the neck, straight for the jugular. Some of y'all have never had your phone on Do Not Disturb since you were 16, since you first got a phone, and it shows. If you're new to the channel, welcome for the first time. If you're old to the channel, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. That's the pink. The shirt is in honor of that. The baby hairs are in honor of I have no idea what's going on and I don't care. So this is a welcoming space. Everybody is welcome here. And I'm not bashing the fact that a lot of aviation is men. And I'm not bashing the fact that a lot of it is white men. It is just a fact. About when I was a beginning student pilot and what I wish people would have told me, representation matters, and I didn't see that representation. So I'm kind of thinking, not only do I not have the self-actualization in the representation and know that is not a bar, truthfully, it's harder to get to a place when you don't see people like you. Even more so if you're a minority. I'm a white woman. So, I eventually saw a white woman pilot, but it was 3 years after I had started flight training. And I've been dwelling on that recently because the other day, Ali and I were in ATL and we saw black pilots and we saw women pilots and we were so excited and we were counting. This is embarrassing. I ran to her after the bathroom and I was like, I just saw 3 black pilots the whole day. I was like, I just saw the 4th black pilot. And I just saw the 3rd woman pilot. And we were counting because we were so excited about it. And I'm not bashing the demographics of aviation. It just is what it is. It's a fact. Moving to another topic. You know how many people are in debt, but you would never know? Do you know how many people, this is choking me a little bit, I probably will have to remove it sooner or later. Don't know how many people are in debt. So many people are living in debt on their credit cards. I recently paid some of my off. Praise the Lord. Dumnezeu mare. So I'm going to be so honest with you. That's none of my business. But also, you don't know. I'm not trying to shame people who are, but I'm just saying you're probably thinking, like I was, how can they always afford new clothes? Like, how are they affording that gym? That gym is a lot per month. How are they able to do this and that and the other? And then you realize you don't know what their credit card payments look like. You have no idea if they have their credit cards maxed out. You can open up 4 credit cards with 1,000, 2,000 on each, and you can be quite a bit in debt. You don't know the secrets of other people's life and what they're living behind the scenes, what trip they're taking to Cancun, what their lifestyle is. I hate social media. Clearly, this video was free on social media. But the older I get, the more I realize as well that social media, Mame Shitati Mel, they were right. They were right. Because social media makes you more depressed and makes you speed up your process of living because you're thinking everybody else is somewhere that I'm not. But you don't know how many people are in debt. And you don't know how many people failed that class. And you're passing class because I never see him studying. And then the next semester, I didn't see him. T? You want tea? How many kids actually fail their class? And you're wondering, oh, they're just naturally so good at this because they hang out with their friends, they go out and they party, plus they study and then they pass the exams. They're not at the next class, the next semester. Think about that. I'm here with the auntie advice because number 1, I got a tiny mic and it's giving me the audacity. But number 2, there's a couple things I've been wanting to talk about and I haven't because I've been busy and I'm like, who really and who even cares? But then I'm like, no, I have a fully developed prefrontal cortex. So I'm going to throw my weight around a little bit, right? But why would you let someone who's not in the ring with you give you advice? Why would you let someone who's not your coach give you advice on how to train? There's so much unsolicited advice. And I'm not saying be above reproach. I'm not saying never take advice, but I'm saying if you can learn at a younger age to not care what other people think or what other people say, unless they're in the ring with you and somebody that you respect, that will take you a long way. I'm thinking if they're not the coach wiping the blood from your eyes and the snot from your nose, why are they there? If they're not cheering you on the sidelines, why are they there? If you want some real tea, what I've been realizing is I've probably been watching Creed way too much, but I really get in this mood because somebody will give me advice who was a Nepo baby. And I didn't know what that meant until recently. And then I realized that really everything, the older I get, the more I realize everything runs off nepotism. If I pronounce that correctly, I didn't even know what that word meant until 2 years ago, but really it crawls back to generational wealth and networking and having people that can help you through life. And if you're first generation, you don't have that help built in for you. There's not that safety net, right? Being a first generation, you don't know what to expect. And you also have a lot of the time your family like bashing on your dreams and goals. It's okay. They make nicknames out of your insecurities. Everybody knows that. That's how immigrant families operate. It's very different to navigate FAFSA in college and flight training when you're the first one to do it in your family and you don't have support, or seemingly feel like you don't have support until you get some mentors and you meet people at the airport and you meet pilot friends. But in the beginning, it was very hard for me because not only did I not see representation, I didn't have the self-actualization. I didn't see anyone that looked like me or acted like me. Even more so if you're a minority. It is something that I recently saw on Twitter, or maybe it was TikTok, I don't remember, but it was saying that being first generation, you're just like prematurely tired because you're trying to figure everything out that other people already have figured out, or people that have generational wealth, or people that are Nepo babies. And again, I'm not bashing Nepo babies. I think it would be awesome to be one of y'all. It is hard because you don't have a guidebook. You don't have a cheat sheet. You don't have cheat codes. We have social media and we have testimonies and books and podcasts, but those can be harmful as well because you're like, well, if this person was a millionaire at 16, why am I not a millionaire at 16? Don't want more tea? I got more. Hold up. A friend recently asked me what pilot influencers I follow, and I told her I don't follow any. And the reason for that's kind of a lie. I follow a couple, but I follow the ones that are more safety and teaching orientated because I am a CFI. I need to be better every day and I need to be safer every day, but also because it didn't help me when I was starting out as a student pilot to see people in the airlines or people living these lavish, amazing pilot lifestyles, because it's sort of a lie. Like, there is a lot of hard work and grit and determination and things that go into flight training, but you don't see that. Usually they've made it at that point when they upload these videos and you're seeing this vlog where it's just perfect and the aesthetic and everything is perfect. And clearly I'm referencing my last video, shameless plug, go watch that. I don't really follow pilot influencers. I also think pilot influencers are sort of a problem. That's probably a separate video, but we're going to talk a little bit about it because pilot deaths have always been a thing in this industry. I know that I used to have in-flight footage.
Flaps are all the way off, carb heat is off, strobes off, all the avionics off.
I used to have things that now I look back on as a flight instructor and who's someone is 26, and I think I cannot believe that I filmed that phase of flight. That was such a critical phase of flight during my solo. My solo video is still up. I did things, I have learned, I'm better now, and I would not do that. And the cool thing about getting older is because I just feel like my brain is fully developed. I'm like, why do you, like, whoa, who are you trying to impress? Personally, para mí, pentru mine, I feel conflicted about doing so. I feel unsafe. I feel like I'm not being a good example. And I have had conversations, very, very important, very wholesome conversations with my students about the dangers of filming. And it's getting to the point now where people won't just have one camera, they will have multiple cameras on different angles of their plane. And for the longest time, I was like, I don't really have a place to talk about this. Just let people live and let live. And I look back on these videos that I filmed and I'm like, I am so thankful that nothing happened because I was so preoccupied with the camera, I would not have been able to fix it, number one. And numero dos, I feel like not speaking up means you're part of the problem. I will be so honest with you. I don't think that you should talk the talk unless you walk the walk, and vice versa. I got my private when I was 20. Now, 6 years later, I'm older, I'm wiser. I have been flight instructing. I have been a woman in STEM for a while, holding it up. Being a woman in STEM for a couple years now, we are here, we are still fighting the fight, and I just feel straight for the jugular or a little bit below. Straight for the jugular, as always. Why realize that so much of life, if you're performing, what are your actual skills? Why are you... Me not filming has also just been because I feel like I don't got a lot to say. Like, I'm just minding my business and other people can mind theirs. But I feel like there's some things I need to talk about because it scares me how often I have logged into social media every once in a while this past year or 2 years, and there's another pilot dead. We are all like a family. We're friends here in the aviation community. But I gotta tell you that not everybody, like, you are gonna be at such discrepancies of wealth in the aviation community. I have had a day where I worked a 13-hour day with students. I biked there and back. I biked back on a flat tire because it popped on the way there in the morning. I think it deflated during the day. And I was living off like a package of popcorn and like snacks that I scrounged from the FBO, free snacks from the nearby airport where all the jet pilots and corporate pilots fly in. And then the same day, during my lunch break, I met somebody who was talking about like the new plane they just bought just because they can. And I was like, the parallels are so crazy and it's so funny. And I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just saying that not everybody is going to take the same path that you do, but don't be fooled into thinking that everybody is doing it very fast or doing it very well or doing it very effortlessly. It is a lie. Don't believe that lie. Because I can tell you, if you saw my last video, we're out here, but it's... In case the room wasn't red, everybody is welcome here. But in case the room wasn't read, we are still boycotting Starbucks. It is actually drastic how many people are not getting Starbucks on campus. And furthermore, I genuinely